When AI took the world by storm in 2023, everyone was raving about how much ChatGPT could do. Generate ideas, write resumes, cover letters. But what I really wanted to know was how well ChatGPT knows Excel. Spoiler alert, ChatGPT is advanced in Excel. In this video, we'll dive into how to leverage ChatGPT to help us accomplish Excel tasks, write formulas, analyze data, and more. Are you ready for this? If you don't know what ChatGPT is, it's a natural language processing chatbot created by OpenAI that allows us to have human-like conversations with a chatbot. To access ChatGPT, all you need to do is open up your browser, type in chat.openai.com, and that's it. Your new Excel assistant is ready to go. Let's take a look at how well she knows Excel. For example, we're new to Excel, browsing through the ribbon and come across the data validation command on the data tab, but we have no clue what this is. Not a problem, let's ask our new Excel assistant. Open up ChatGPT and just enter our Excel question as the prompt. So I'm going to enter, what does the data validation command in Excel do? And send it off. Within seconds, ChatGPT lets us know that the data validation command allows you to control what can be entered into a cell or a range of cells, and then lists key functionalities such as input messages, error alerts, drop-down lists, and so on. It then closes out its response by letting us know that data validation helps maintain data integrity, reduces input errors, and ensures consistency. We are officially a data validation pro thanks to ChatGPT. Okay, so ChatGPT knows what Excel commands are, but doesn't know how to use them. Let's find out. Here we have order data, but as you can see, there are a ton of duplicate rows in this data set. We need to remove them ASAP, but once again, we are new to Excel, so we don't know how to do this. Before we start panic Google searching, let's ask ChatGPT by opening it in our browser and entering, how do I remove duplicate rows in a data table in Excel as the prompt. And look at that. ChatGPT gave us a step-by-step solution on how to remove duplicate rows in Excel. Let's test them in action. First, we need to select our data by clicking any cell within our data table. Then we need to open up the Remove Duplicates dialog box by going to the Data tab, opening the Data Tools group, and clicking the Remove Duplicates command. Now we just need to uncheck any columns that we don't want to check for duplicate values in, but because we want to remove duplicate rows, we need to leave all fields checked. Finally, click OK, review the results, and we've officially removed all the duplicate rows without knowing how to remove duplicate rows. That is pretty impressive. ChatGPT is a great resource to lean on to help you accomplish a task in Excel that you might not know how to do. Now let's turn it up a notch and see if ChatGPT can help us write Excel formulas. If you're enjoying this video and want to learn how to leverage AI to master Excel, make sure to check out our new AI for Excel course. This course covers everything you need to know about AI in Excel and how to save hours using AI tools like ChatGPT, Copilot, AI-driven functions, and more. You'll learn how to use AI to write formulas, VBA code, Python in Excel, analyze and visualize data, and do virtually anything in Excel. If this sounds interesting, check out the link in the description below to learn more. Alright, back to the video. Here we have another data table containing orders and need to know the total number of keyboards sold, but we have no idea what formula we need to use to calculate this value. Before we give up and resort to manually adding each value in the table, let's see if ChatGPT can help us out. You know the drill, open up ChatGPT and describe what we want to calculate as the prompt. Let's try entering, write an Excel formula that sums the number of keyboards sold in a data table that contains the product ordered in column C and the quantity ordered in column D, and see what happens. Right away, ChatGPT tells us to sum the number of keyboards sold. We can use the following sum if formula and then wrote the formula for us. It even defined the function, broke down each argument, and explained how the formula works at the bottom. This is too good to be true. Let's go ahead and copy this formula into Excel by clicking the Copy Code button, navigating back to our workbook, selecting the cell we want to calculate the quantity in, and pasting the formula into the formula bar. Now for the moment of truth. Enter the formula and look at that. It worked. There have been 6 keyboards sold. Last but not least, let's take a look at how we can use ChatGPT to help us analyze data. For example, here we have a data table containing orders and need to calculate the total profit. Instead of entering a prompt describing what Excel formula we want ChatGPT to write, we can actually have ChatGPT calculate the value itself by entering the data directly into the chat. So I'm going to go ahead and copy this data table by selecting it and pressing Ctrl+C, opening up ChatGPT, entering the prompt, format this data as a table, and then pasting the data table into the chat by pressing Ctrl+V. Send it off to ChatGPT, and within seconds, our data table is now in the chat, and ChatGPT will be able to reference it directly. So let's chat back, calculate the total profit, and see if ChatGPT knows what to do. And look at that. ChatGPT says to calculate the total profit, it needs to subtract total cost from total revenue across all orders, and then breaks down everything it needs to calculate to get the total profit. Then it actually calculated each value and let us know that the total profit of these orders is $1,100. That was way too easy. You can also use ChatGPT to identify any data trends. So let's go ahead and chat back. Are there any trends in the data? ChatGPT then proceeds to examine our data and report back data trends relating to high revenue items, profit margin, variation in products, etc. that stood out. So ChatGPT can not only calculate values, but it can also identify trends and give reasoning to back these trends. This is next level. This is just scratching the surface of everything ChatGPT can do when working in Excel. ChatGPT can also handle analyzing and visualizing data, writing VBA code, writing Python and Excel code. The list is endless. Lucky for you, I just released a brand new course linked below that covers everything you need to know to master AI for Excel. As always, if you like this video, make sure to subscribe to our channel for more.